Have you ever been to the situation when the situation is really shocking? Like you get the shocking news, you can't believe it. At that time, you don't know what kind of Punjabi sentence to use. Maybe you just normal, it looks very, unnatural, or there's no expression in that. Probably you wish, oh, I could use some kind of really good expressions in that situation. So today, that's what we're gonna learn. So today we're gonna learn some phrases where you can use in some shocking situations. All right. So there are a few phrases we use. I'm gonna tell you the name first. Then I'm gonna explain to you one by one with example, like exactly what kind of situation you can use these phrases. Okay, the first phrase we're gonna learn is ਸੱਪ ਕੱਢਤਾ, ਉਹਨੇ ਸੱਪ ਕੱਢਤਾ. Second, ਤੂੰ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਜਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ, ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਜਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ, alright? And ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ, these kind of sentences. ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਸਮਝ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਆ, alright? ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਜਾਂ ਇਹ ਖਰਾਬ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਤਾ, alright? So these are the 5 sentences we can explain. Before I explain, I want to let you know that I teach colloquial Punjabi. I tell the difference between spoken Punjabi and the formal Punjabi, the textbook style Punjabi. So if you think you're struggling to understand Punjabi people, maybe you can understand somebody, a teacher, if you are taking classes from teacher. Maybe you're listening some videos on YouTube, and you can understand. But when you talk to people, you can't understand because you think they speak so fast. Maybe your vocabulary is not good enough. So why is happening? Because you learn more formal Punjabi. You need to learn more colloquial style of street talk Punjabi, and that's what I teach. I tell you the difference between these tools. All right. So if you are on this podcast first time, you're in the right place. That's what we're gonna learn. And secondly, I started a new podcast about a Punjabi culture, heritage, everything. So this new podcast name is Punjabi Roots and Routes. We will talk about almost everything related to Punjabi, the life in Punjab, the life in villages and cities, Punjabi diet, Punjabi culture, bad side and good side, everything. I think it's very connected. Like when we learn a language, the language is very connected to, into the culture, because this is the part of culture when we express ourselves. So you can see the way we express to the culture in the language, the tone in the tone of the language, we can see the culture. So I'm already teaching Punjabi, you guys know, but I want to also teach, some things about Punjabi culture. So mostly this podcast is going to be English. So other people from different culture, or maybe you are a Punjabi person who are far from your culture, you want to know more things about it, or everything, how the Punjabi people's mentality, bad and good, everything I'm gonna explain in this podcast. All right. So I put the link of this podcast in the description. All right. Now let's get started. All right. Okay. The first phrase is sap kadta. So sometimes probably you hear people use this phrase, ah, une hori sap kadta. All right. So sap means a snake, but he's not, like a catching snake or something. So kadna means when you pull out something. So when we say sap kadta, when you heard a news from somebody which is really shocking, really shocking, you can't believe it, most likely this is the kind of negative news. All right. So for example, there was, a neighbor. All right. He's a really good guy, everybody's like I say, he's a really good guy, and you never see him doing anything bad. But all of a sudden, there was a news, you saw him, and he basically got arrested because of the robbery he did. So then you would say, Oni horish sap karta. Let's say you and your friend know him. Let's say his name is David, all right? You guys know we always use this name David. All right. Anyway, David was a really good guy. Everything, praise him. Like he's kind. But all of a sudden, you saw he got involved into robbery or something, and you got the news, and now you want to tell to your friend. So the best way to express this to Punjabi people or Punjabi person, the way we do it. So you are gonna say, ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ, like, do you know, ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਡੇਵਿਡ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਹੀ ਸੱਪ ਕੱਢਤਾ, alright. David ne ta hori sap kata. Hori means kind of like a very weird, like very shocking. Sap karta, right? So then probably your friend will ask you, cha ki karta, like a ki karta. It means like a what he did, ki karta. Then you will just basically gonna tell him the story. You will say, oh, David ne ta like bank lot liya, bank lot liya means he robbed the bank, so something like that. So it's really shocking, probably your friends are gonna, acha ji, sachi, like that. Acha ji means really, or sachi means also really, ਗੱਪ ਮਾਰਦਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਓਏ, like you're telling me lie or something like that. You would say, ਨਾ ਸੱਚੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਤਾ, whatever, he did it, right, whatever. So this is the shocking news. That time we use this phrase, ਸੱਪ ਕੱਢਤਾ, right? You were really shocked. So this is a really good phrase we use, all right? Okay, the second the sentence of the phrase we're gonna talk about is like a ਤੂੰ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਜਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ, alright, or ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਜਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ, whatever, So this phrase, yeah, you can use, but mostly I think we use to the kids. Let's say, alright, it would be a little bit different situation, the first one, but it's still shocking. Let's say there's a kid, maybe it's your kid, maybe your nephew, whatever, and you see him all of a sudden using a swear word which is very bad and say you shouldn't be using it. And then probably you're gonna say, "Tu ek kede kanjir to sikhya." You are disappointed in the situation. Probably you are a little bit, angry or aggressive, or shocked. You shocked, like really? He said it? Like he's a kid, really? He said it? Now you wanna show your frustration to your nephew, whatever. Then you say, tu kere kanjar to sakya. Tum a means this, or you say tum a word, you don't need to say word, you just say like a like where did you learn it, So tum kere kanjar to sakya, it means where did you learn it. So tu means you, kera means which, kanjar word, alright. I think I explained this word, alright. Anyway, the word sikya means learn, So the kanjar word, okay. The kanjar is a feminine word of kanjari. So the kanjari is very similar to I think, not a prostitute. What's another word? Yeah, I think more like a stripper. Yeah, stripper, right? Maybe it could be, I don't know, like, but it considered a bad thing, So yeah, I think it's yeah, it could be the combination of both, all right? So that woman called like kanjari. Kanjari is a bad word to use for a woman, It's a swear word. So the kanjar is basically a male version, I think the person is, I think some people say because the person who basically see this, like the woman who do these kind of things bad, like a dancing or whatever, back in the day, I think the royal people used to see it, like maybe half naked dance, stuff like that. And those women who are doing it, they call it kanjari. I think the people who were watching, they call kanjar, something like that. But anyway, so nowadays when they use it, the kanjar is a very normal word to use it, People say kanjar dea ki karta, kanjar dea means like a, like a son of kanjar or something like that. Or they just say kanjra. So it's a very normal word to say, to express express your frustration. So you can use with strangers, all right? Let me be clear here. And you can use with your friends, or you can use with maybe kids. People use, like a parent use it a lot with the kids, So yeah, this is basically when you're shocked, you wanna, basically wanna show your frustration, then you say ਤੂੰ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਜਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ, like where the hell you learn it, or where the earth you learn it, something like that. So yeah, this is the basically same expression the way we say in English, where the hell you learn it. So in Punjabi we say ਤੂੰ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਜਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ. It's very similar. Okay, so the next word is ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ, ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ. ਹੁਣ means now, ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ means like what I do now. So in the situation, like when you would use, let's say your friend, you told him not to do something, whatever, and he did it, and now you're shocked, like he did it. Now he came to you, he messed up the situation. Okay, now he said, he came to you, he asked for a solution, then you say, ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ, like what I do now, like you will say, ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ ਯਾਰ, ਤੂੰ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਸਿਆਣਾ, like that, like why the hell you do it. Or you can say in this another situation, for example, you have an argument, with somebody else, and now there's a third person, your friend. Let's say you're arguing with your brother, now you see your friend, you're arguing back and forth, your friend is there as well. It is clearly in the situation your brother is wrong, every intelligent person can know he is wrong, whatever. Now your friend is asking, like what, like maybe he is asking to you, like maybe stop, whatever, maybe whatever. Then you say to aap hi siyana, like you know it. Aap hi siyana means you know it already, like what I can say, something like that. He's not gonna stop. In that situation, you would use it. Or let's say maybe your brother or maybe your friend is into drug, right? And now you're another friend. Let's say David into drug. He is your friend, and maybe your third friend, and he told you, you should basically, educate David, like not to do drugs is a bad thing, whatever, then you can say मैं की करा यार तू आप ही सियाना, so in this situation you are telling to your friend, like like what I can do. You are a wise person, it means like, yeah, I can't do anything, because it's his decision, so he won't listen to me. That time you would say, this thing. Or you would say in the situation, maybe you told somebody to friend not to do something, he messed it up and now he come to you, then you can say, "ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ," like what I do now, when you didn't listen to me, you can use this separated into different situations. These two situations are similar, but like they're also a little different. So you will say, "ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ," what I do now, it's very, very common phrase. And yeah. Okay, so the next phrase is ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਸਮਝ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਆ, all right? ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਸਮਝ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਆ. So this sentence exactly not necessarily the shocking sentence, but it is basically used when something is very complex. Maybe it could be a shocking situation, maybe it could be any other situation when it's very complex, And that time you can't understand the situation, then you say meri samjh to bahar aa, all right? Let's say maybe you see there were two people, they're fighting, we always take an example of fighting. What anyway? Let's say two people are fighting, they're arguing each other, something like that. Maybe you are going through the street, you saw two people are not two, there are many people, but two people are fighting, but there are many other people who are just seeing them, whatever. You also, stop by there and you are trying to figure out what the hell going on. They just like swearing each other, something like that. Maybe there's your another friend and he asks you what's going on, like why they're fighting. Then you could say, like pata nahi yaar meri samjh to vara. Pata nahi means I don't know. Samjh to vara, like I can't understand. It's out of my mind. That terms is meri samjh to vara. All right. Or you can use this sentence of for something else. Let's say your friend is making code or something and he's just trying to tell you the situation, how he created this code or whatever. Then you say meri samjh to bahar, like I can't understand, it's like over my head. So in that situation you will say meri ta samjh to bahar. Samjh means you're thinking, like your thinking ability. So that time you say meri samjh to bahar, like you can't, it's over your head. Okay, the next and last phrase is ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਤਾ, right? Or ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਖਰਾਬ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਤਾ. So So basically, this sentence mostly you would use uh, like when you heard a very disappointed or shocking news, whatever. Now you wanna say, okay, this is not a good thing. That time you use it. So, for example, a government, they raise the taxes. All right, they raise the taxes on people, and you didn't like it, because now you have to pay more taxes. You already not making enough money. Now you wanna express yourself. You heard this news. Let's say you heard the news on social media, you know, or maybe your friend told you, like, let's say first, like, your friend told you, he told you, like, taxes are going to increase next month. First you say, "Acha ji," like, "Acha ji," like, really? Um, or you can say, "Eh ho ri sab karta," like the first sentence that we learn at the beginning, "Eh ho ri sab karta," like you didn't expect it at all. Just it happened, all right? Now you wanna say it's a very bad thing. Now you would use this. You say, "ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਤਾ." ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ, ਸਰਕਾਰ means the government. Alright, kutta means a dog here, but it didn't mean dog here. It's mean kutta come means the work. So it means a very bad thing. Some people say very kutta. So mostly I don't think I use this phrase, but I heard it a lot from people. People say बहुत कुत्ता काम करता. It means it is a very, very bad thing. Mostly I would say mara. It's, I think, a pretty casual way to say it. I would say बहुत mara काम करता. Mara means it's very disappointed, very bad, because people are already not making money. Now you're gonna raise the taxes on the people. I will say "Eta bahut mada kam karta," right? But some people use it literally to make more spicy and funny. They say bahut kutta kam karta, all right? So yeah, first basically when you shock and then you say this sentence. Let's say you're scrolling your phone, you saw it. Then you can say, like, maybe your friend is next to you. You want to tell him. You will say, uh, to your friend, "Sarkar ne tax badate." Sarkar ne tax badate means like a government raise the tax. Maybe your friend is gonna say, like, "Acha, ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਾੜਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਤਾ." ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਾੜਾ ਕੰਮ, ਬਹੁਤ ਮਾੜਾ means very bad. Oh, he gonna say, "ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਤਾ," right? Yeah, first he gonna shock with "acha," something like that. Sachi means really. With that, then he gonna basically give his opinion. Like when in his opinion he's gonna say it's a very bad thing to do, then he will say "ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁੱਤਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਤਾ," alright, or ਬਹੁਤ ਮਾੜਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਤਾ. This is how he would say. So anyway, at the end, I hope you learned something new today and you enjoyed this episode. I'll be back with another episode in another day.